Ms. Devereaux, you can proceed when you're ready.
Thank you. Sir, can you please state your first name and last name and spelling your last name for the record, please?
Kent Mistel, Mistal.
Thank you, Mr. Mistel. Mr. Mistel, what do you do for a living?
Right now I'm a student going to college for animation.
Okay. Mr. Mistel, did you know a Christopher Dickerson?
Only for about one day.
Okay. Were you friends with him?
My friend Nate was a friend of his.
Okay.
I'd barely known him.
Okay. Did you know him enough to send text message communications with him?
Occasionally, yeah. We were starting to become friends, but we didn't really know each other.
Okay. Did you come to learn that Mr. Dickerson ultimately passed?
I found out about that probably about a week or so after I'd gotten back home.
And was that getting back home from visiting this area?
So, because I was passing through on my way back home, because Nate and I were staying out in Florida, and I'd only been out of the Army for about, I want to say, 6 or 7 months or so. So it was just a pit stop more than anything.
Okay. And did you and Mr. Dickerson exchange a text communication on October 2nd, 2021?
Probably. I'm guessing he was wishing me a happy birthday.
Is October 2nd your birthday?
Yep.
Okay. So does that date stand out to you?
Not really anything of note. Like, I don't normally do much.
Okay, that's fair. Would it refresh your memory to see a screenshot of a text message that you provided the police, the Greeley Police Department, of a text message between you and Mr. Dickerson on October 2nd, 2021?
What was the text?
Would it refresh your memory to look at it?
I mean, maybe this was 3.5 years ago about now.
Okay, so would it refresh your memory if you saw the text message that you gave the investigators at the Greeley Police Department?
I guess.
Okay, may I approach?
Yes, go ahead.
So, what?
Hold on. I'll ask you the question, okay? Is your memory refreshed now?
I mean, not really.
Okay. Does that look like a text message you received from Mr. Dickerson on October 2nd?
I mean, it does look like one I received from him, but I'm not really sure what the context is here.
Okay. I'm not asking you for the context. I'm just saying, is it a fair and accurate depiction of a text message that you received from Mr. Dickerson on October 2nd? And if you note, there's even a date there, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So is it a fair and accurate depiction?
Yes.
Okay. This time I move to admit Defense Exhibit A.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right. The court will admit Defense A into evidence, and you may publish at your discretion.
Thank you. Okay. Can we zoom in a little bit, please? So as you can see, the top left corner says the time and then NCLE Chris. Do you know if under that it was a U for uncle?
Yeah, I think that's what it was supposed to be.
Okay. And in this text message on October 1st, does Mr. Dickerson say to you, or I'm sorry, did you say to Mr. Dickerson, Uncle Chris?
Yeah, it's just something we jokingly called each other.
Okay. Because you were friends, right? Right. And then there's Uncle Kent as the response, right?
Correct.
And then on October 2nd, Mr. Dickerson sends you a text message about, I have my glasses on, so I can't see the time from here, but is it 3:36 p.m. on October 2nd?
Correct.
And he's describing just waking up after taking some melatonin, right?
Correct.
And then the next text message you received from Mr. Dickerson was on October 3rd at 12:01 a.m., correct?
Correct.
And that reads, quote, ended up hitting the bars, grinding on thoughts.
Correct.
THOTS, right?
Yes.
Nothing further. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any cross-examination?
Do you want this to left in?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So, is it correct that you never knew Christopher Dickerson until you came to the Greeley area on October 1st?
Yeah, I'd never met him in person prior to that point.
And you came with a friend named Nate?
Correct.
Did Nate know Mr. Dickerson?
Yeah, so he knew him for years, and he would be better suited on the stand than I.
So you indicated, so I want to kind of get a time, you were in Florida around what day?
I was in Florida for anywhere from like 5 to 7 months. It's kind of fuzzy. It was a while ago.
Okay. And you were driving from Florida to where?
So I was driving from Florida back to Arizona.
All right. And you stopped in Colorado, was it specifically to see Mr. Dickerson?
It was just a pit stop to sleep for the night.
Had there been arrangements made with Mr. Dickerson for you two to stop and sleep that night?
Nate made those arrangements.
All right. And so you'd never been to Mr. Dickerson's residence before?
Nope.
All right. And you met him for the first time, is it fair to say, on October 1st of 2021, correct?
I do believe so.
All right. Did you guys introduce yourselves?
Yeah, we like introduced each other, shook hands.
All right. Did you spend the night at his residence on October 1st, 2021?
Yes.
Was there talking going on?
Yeah, but mostly about mundane things in regards to work.
All right. Were you inside Mr. Dickerson's residence?
Correct.
All right. Were you in the living room area?
Correct.
While you were talking with Mr. Dickerson, could you observe his demeanor at the time?
He was in pretty good spirits. From what little I remember, he was talking about just home improvement projects, fixing up his garage.
Was there anything about his behavior that night that you would describe as not normal?
Objection,
No.
relevance.
Nope.
Oh, and I'm sorry, I need to respond to the objection. The objection was relevant. I'll overrule the objection. Sir, if you can repeat that answer.
Which answer?
If
Well,
you
I-
will repeat the question.
I
Mr.
will. Did you notice anything that wasn't normal about his behavior, Mr. Dickerson's behavior that night?
No, there was no abnormal behavior.
How would you describe the conversation that you three were having?
Well, from what I recall, we just talked about work-related stuff. He had a few questions to ask me about like my duffel bags and stuff like that, but that was just all of my stuff from my duty station in Fort Riley. And then beyond that, all we really did was grilled burgers and watch Squidbillies.
Okay. Okay. Now, did Mr. Dickerson seem like a pleasant person to you?
Objection, 401, 403, and character evidence.
I'll sustain the objection.
Did he charge you for anything that particular night?
Oh, no,
Objection,
nothing at all.
401, 403, character.
Mr. McCormick, if you want to